Hi friends, this is Engineer Imran Aziz. Welcome to CivTech Simplified. Today we are presenting part 1 of Design of Structures. This is a new topic. In this topic we will be presenting 25 multiple choice questions for your next exam. These questions would help civil engineers like you to prepare for the competitive exams, any sort of job interviews as well as university assignments or tests. And remember, the correct answers would be highlighted so that you could review them effectively at later stages. So let's get started with today's part 1. Question number 1. As per Indian standards 456, concrete having characteristic strength varying between M25 to M55 is known as option A ordinary concrete, option B standard concrete, option C nominal concrete, option D normal concrete. So as per Indian Standard 456, concrete having characteristic strength varying between M25 to M55 is known as standard concrete. Option B is the correct answer for this question. Question number 2. TMT, thermomechanically treated bars have option A, high tensile strength, option B, higher resistance to corrosion, option C, more ductility, option D, all of the above. So TMT bars have high tensile strength, they have higher resistance to corrosion, and they are more ductile. So all these options are present in the TMT bars. Therefore, option D is the correct answer for this question. Question number 3. The modulus of rupture of concrete gives option A, direct tensile strength of concrete, option B, direct compressive strength of concrete, option C, tensile strength of concrete in bending, characteristic strength of concrete. Option C is the correct answer. The modulus of rupture of concrete gives tensile strength of concrete in bending. Question number 4. The ratio of direct tensile strength to compression strength of concrete is taken as option A 0.05, option B 0.15, option C 0.25, option D 0.35. The ratio of direct tensile strength to the compression strength of concrete is taken as 0.15. Option B is the correct answer. Question 5. High yield strength deform bars have a option A definite yield value, option B chemical composition different than mild steel, option C percentage elongation less than that of mild steel, option D percentage elongation more than that of mild steel. So high yield strength deform bars have option C percentage elongation less than that of mild steel. So C is the correct answer. Question 6. Minimum grade of concrete for RCC work. Minimum grade of concrete for reinforced cement concrete work is option A M15, option B M20, option C M25, option D M30. So the minimum grade of concrete for RCC work is M20. Option B is the correct answer. Question 7. The flexural strength of M25 grade concrete as per IS 456 is the flexural strength of M25 grade concrete as per IS 456 is option A 3.5 megapascal, option B 5.5 megapascal, option C 21.5 megapascal, option D 30 megapascal. So the option A is correct. 3.5 megapascal is the flexural strength of M25 grade concrete. Question number 8. The environment exposure condition of concrete buried under aggressive subsoil is classified as the environment exposure condition of concrete buried under aggressive subsoil is classified as option A moderate, option B severe, Option C, very severe. Option D, extreme. So C is the correct answer. The environment exposure condition of concrete buried under aggressive subsoil is classified as very severe. Option C is the correct answer. Question 9. Ductility of steel is increases with option A, increase of grade of steel, option B, decrease of grade of steel, option C, does not change with grade of steel, option D, none of the above. So ductility of steel, of course, it increases with the decrease in grade of the steel. Option B is the correct answer. Question 10. The advantage of reinforced concrete is due to option A, monolithic characteristic, option B, fire resistance and durability, option C, economy because of less maintenance cost, option D, all of the above. So all these are the advantages of RCC work. Option D is the correct answer. Question 11. The steel generally used in RCC work is option A, stainless steel, option B, mild steel, option C, high carbon steel, option D, high tension steel. The steel generally used in RCC work is mild steel. Option B is the correct answer. Question 12. Effective span of simply supported slab or beam shall be taken as option A, clear span plus effective depth, option B, center to center of support, option C, minimum of A and B, option D, maximum of A and B. So the clear span plus effective depth and center to center of the support is calculated, and whichever is less, that is the effective span, whichever is minimum. So the minimum of A and B is the correct answer. C is the correct option for this question. Question 13. In reality, most of the connections in concrete structures are option A, rigid, option B, simple, option C, hinged, option D, partially resistant. So most of the connections in RCC structure are rigid. Option A is the correct answer. Question 14. The purpose of providing minimum cover to reinforcement is to option A, to prevent corrosion, fire hazard, and other adverse environmental effects. Option B, have better bond between steel and concrete. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. The purpose of providing minimum cover to reinforcement is to both A and B, to prevent corrosion as well as fire hazards and have better bond between steel and concrete. That's why we provide the cover. Question 15. In grade of concrete M20, M refers to what is meant by M. Option A is mix, option B is moderate, option C is Meyer, option D is mean. So in grade of concrete M20, M refers to mix. Option A is the correct answer. 16. Ductility of the concrete is increases with option A, increase of grade of concrete, decrease of grade of concrete, does not change with grade of concrete, none of the above. So A is the correct answer. Increase of grade of concrete. Ductility of the concrete increases with the increase in grade of the concrete. 17. The acceptable limit for the safety and serviceability requirements before failure condition is called option A, breaking point, option B, failure point, option C, limit state, option D, ductility. The acceptable limit for the safety and serviceability requirements before failure is known as failure point. Option B is the correct answer. The acceptable limit is failure point. 18. A simply supported beam carries working live load of 2.5 kilonewton per meter and dead load of 3.5 kilonewton per meter The design load for limit state of collapse is option A 9 kilonewton per meter, option B 6 kilonewton per meter, option C 7.2 kilonewton per meter, option D 12 kilonewton per meter. So A is the correct answer. 9 kilonewton per meter is the design load for limit state. Question 19. The partial safety factor to be used in limit state of deflection of concrete is, what is the partial safety factor which is used in limit state of deflection of concrete is 1. Option C is the correct answer. A was 1.2, B is 1.5, C is 1, D is 0.8. So C is the correct answer for this question. Question 20. The partial safety factor for steel for limit state design of concrete structure is option A 1.5, option B 1.15, option C 1, option D 0.87. So the partial safety factor for steel for limit state design is 1.15. B is the correct answer. Question 21. The partial safety factor for concrete for limit steel design of concrete is option A. The earlier was for steel and this is for concrete. Option A is 1.5, option B is 1.15, option C is 1, option D is 0.87. For concrete, the partial safety factor is 1.5. For steel, it is 1. Question 22. The stress strain curve of concrete as per IS 456 is option A perfect straight line up to failure, option B straight line up to 0.002 strain value and then parabolic up to failure, option C parabolic up to 0.002 strain value and then uniform up to failure, option D linear up to 0.002 strain value and then uniform up to failure. So C is the correct answer. Parabolic, initially it is parabolic up to 0.02 strain value and then uniform up to failure. C is the correct answer. 23. Maximum strain in concrete at failure is option A 0.0035, option B 0.002, option C 0.035, option D 0.02. The maximum strain in concrete at failure is 0.0035. A is the correct answer. 24. In limit state method of concrete structure, the strain distribution is assumed to be option A linear, option B non-linear, option C parabolic, option D parabolic and rectangular. In limit state method of concrete structure, the strain distribution is assumed to be linear. Option A is the correct answer. 25 and the last question for this video part. Which of the following is not a limit state of serviceability? Option A deflection, option B cracking, option C torsion, option D durability. So torsion is not a limit state of serviceability. So C is the correct answer for this question. Thank you for watching. You have completed design of structure part 1 MCQ series, and these were fully solved MCQs which were shared just to prepare yourself for exam. So these videos will help civil engineers, professional engineers, fresh engineers and people who are preparing themselves for the Public Service Commission exams at province, state or federal level. So please subscribe to our channel CivTech Simplified for upcoming videos and follow us on Facebook, Instagram as well as TikTok. So thank you very much and see you in the next video.